These urban legends are scarier than you think. Stories like, you hear a weird noise from the back seat of your car. You wake up in a tub full of ice. A searing pain in your side. We all know these stories. They're urban legends, quick, creepy tales designed to give us a little shock. We tell them around campfires or text them to friends late at night. But what if the real stories behind them were actually worse? What if, when you dig past the fiction, you find a truth that's far more disturbing than any made-up monster? We decided to look closer at some of the most famous legends, and we discovered that reality is often the most terrifying thing of all. Section 1. The alligators in the sewers. Let's start with a classic you've probably heard. John albino alligators are living in the New York City sewers. Down in the dark, they did not just survive. They feasted on rats and trash, growing huge and pale without the sun. Legend has it that years ago, rich tourists brought home baby gators from Florida. But guess what? Those cute pets grew up and got dangerous. So their owners panicked and flushed them down the toilet. It's an amazing image, but it's pretty much a total myth. Any biologist will tell you that the cold, filthy water of a New York sewer just is not a place where alligators could actually thrive. It's the very real, very human behavior that sparked the myth in the first place. The casual cruelty of throwing away a living thing the second it becomes inconvenient. Sure, there have been a few random gators found in the city. One was even pulled from a manhole in 1935, but there's zero evidence of a whole colony living down there. So where's the real horror? It isn't some phantom alligator waiting in the pipes. The legend is really about our own fear that the things we carelessly toss aside will eventually come back to bite us. Wakes up the next morning in a bathtub packed with ice. The monster was never the alligator. It was the person who flushed it. It's a ghost story, a hoax that just refuses to die. Section 2. The kidney heist. This next legend basically went viral before the internet was even a thing. A business traveler meets a friendly stranger, has a drink, and then there's a phone taped to his chest with a note: call 911 or you will die. He does, and the operator tells him to carefully feel his lower back. He reaches back and finds a painful, crudely stitched up wound. His kidney is gone. The reality is a global system of exploitation that turns people into a collection of spare parts. For decades, police and doctors have been clear. There has never been a single confirmed case of this ever happening. But the truth is so much worse. You might not get your kidney stolen by a stranger in a hotel bar, but a black market for human organs is terrifyingly real. It just doesn't work with ice baths and dramatic phone calls. It works in the shadows, preying on the most desperate and poor people in the world. There have been massive investigations into trafficking rings where people are tricked or forced into selling their organs for almost nothing, often in horrific and unsanitary conditions. This urban legend is a sterile, movie-like horror story. He was a real man who, as a little boy back in 1919, was in a catastrophic electrical accident that left him horrifically disfigured. And that is so much more unsettling. Section 3. The Green Man of Pennsylvania. Some legends aren't about monsters, but about real people. For generations in western Pennsylvania, teenagers would dare each other to drive down a specific dark country road at night. They were hoping to see a local phantom they called Charlie No Face, or the Green Man. They said he was a ghost, or maybe a power plant worker who fell into a vat of acid, and that his skin glowed an eerie, sickly green. This legend, though, has a name, and that name was Raymond Robinson. Raymond wasn't a monster. He wasn't a ghost. But when you really look at them, when you pull back that curtain, you almost never find a monster. You find human cruelty, exploitation, and a casual blindness to the suffering of others. He lost his eyes, his nose, and one of his arms. Because his appearance would scare people, Raymond only left his house for walks late at night along a quiet stretch of road to get some peace. The glowing green story? It was likely just the strange way car headlights would reflect off his features. The legend wasn't born from anything supernatural. It was born from a man's unimaginable tragedy. Local kids took his private suffering, his nightly walks, for solitude, and turned it into a scary story. They made his life a spooky rite of passage. The line between the stories we tell and the reality we live in is thinner and way more disturbing than we think. If you find these hidden histories as fascinating as we do, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. Alligators in the sewers, stolen kidneys, a faceless man walking in the dark. These legends stick around because they tap into our deepest fears. Instead, you find something much, much scarier. you find us. Maybe we create these myths about ghosts and ghouls to distract ourselves from the real horror of what people are capable of. And that right there is a truth far more chilling than any story you'll ever hear.